Hello, hello. What's up, everybody? How is everyone doing this morning? It's a lovely, beautiful day. I was reading some scriptures today, and I've realized something really interesting. In Ephesians 5, God commands us to imitate Him, be imitators of Christ. He tells us to love one another and submit to one another. Short version. And then if you go into Ephesians 6, it talks about the armor of God and obedience. We have to obey before putting on the armor of God. We have to be imitators of Christ before putting on the armor of God. We have to submit to one another. We should always have the armor of God on regardless. It should never be taken off. If it's taken off, then the enemy has an easier way of attacking us. We are an easy target for him if we are not prepared, if we do not have the armor of God on. And so that kind of struck me, how we have to walk into the light, and then afterwards it talks about obedience in Ephesians 6, and then after that it talks about putting on the armor of God. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah, so I was thinking about what I was going to talk about today in this video. And I thought about what happened to me 2 years ago, and I think that's what I'm going to talk about today. So 2 years ago, it was a struggle. It was a battle, a complete battle. I was praying about it because I've had multiple surgeries before, and I was tired of running shoes. I was tired of buying shoes. I was tired of falling 24/7. Okay, it wasn't that much, but it just felt like that much. And, I had a lot of doctors telling me, you're going to be in a wheelchair by the age of 30. And that's it. There's nothing else we can do. We did all that we could do, etc. I went to go see multiple doctors. I found one that I really liked, and he helped me out, and he said, listen, I know nothing about cerebral palsy. I've never dealt with somebody with cerebral palsy before, so I'm going to send you to a specialist. This is how God works, you guys. This is how God works, right? He sends me to a specialist. The specialist is a surgeon. The surgeon knew me. He knew my medical records. He knew my past. He knew everything about me. Because he was my surgeon when I was a kid. And that to me was amazing. That to me. And he's like, let me talk to my colleagues. Let me see what we can do. And so 2 years ago, 2 years ago, I was like, yes. I said yes to a surgery that would be willing to help me walk. That would make my life less complicated. It wouldn't fix all my problems that I may or may not have, but it helps me have a better life. And I will tell you what, it was torturous. I was sick all the time. 3 weeks after my surgery, I couldn't walk. I was in a lot of pain. The nurses, thank God for them, my nurses had to help me up sometimes. I felt like I was gonna fall. It was just atrocious. But I'm much better now, and I walk 80% better. I just finished physical therapy. I can go back within 4 months if I feel like I'm declining, so that's a good thing. But through all that, I have learned to rely on God. I have learned to rely on God. So, because when when you're in the hospital and you can't do anything for yourself, which can be absolutely frustrating when you're so dependent on yourself, and all of a sudden that gets taken away from you for some time. I was in the hospital for 2 months straight, you guys. From May 22nd till July 3rd was when I was in the hospital for like 2 months. They wanted to release me in 2 weeks. 2 weeks after my surgery. Let me tell you what happened, folks. Okay? This is what happened. So, he crushed my bone to put a rod in my right femur bone, in my right leg. Okay? So I can walk better. Because what was happening with my right leg is I was dragging it. Or I was dragging my right foot. Alright? So he crushed my femur bone. You touch a bone, you touch somebody's bone, it's gonna hurt like nothing else. Okay, I'm trying to keep it PG for YouTube. Alright, I was in agony. I felt like death was coming upon me. I was wasting away. I couldn't eat anything because I was so sick. I couldn't keep anything down. I was so sick. And I was just in agony. I was in so much pain. And they wanted to release me 2 weeks after my surgery. I was like, oh no. No, boo-boo. No. You're not going to release me within 2 weeks of my surgery. I can't even walk. I live by myself. I can't walk. Right. I don't. I really don't. That's what I told them though. I don't. But I couldn't walk. I couldn't go home because I couldn't walk. That was the bottom line. I just couldn't walk. And, and they were like, okay, you have to appeal. So I called the number, okay, and I said, I have cerebral palsy. I can't walk. I just had surgery 2 weeks ago. And I'm here to learn how to walk again. I'm here to learn how to use my crutches. I'm here to learn everything. I'm learning to, do the normal things that I normally do. And I cannot go home yet. I just can't. And thankfully, they approved of it. They accepted it. They accepted it not once, but twice, because I had to learn how to use my crutches. And that is why I'm on crutches right now. And, like I said in my previous videos, if you have a medical assistant, you need to use them regardless. Like, I'm the stubborn person that thinks, oh, I don't need to use crutches. I hate these things. I'm going to throw them away. I'm going to sell them on eBay, yada, yada, yada. I haven't yet. I understand that it gets frustrating, but please, 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 please use the medical assistance that they give you, please. Because if you don't, it's going to be worse off. You're going to get worse off. You're going to end up breaking a bone, which is horrible. Don't want to do that. You will end up, my coffee's getting cold. You will end up, something bad could happen if you don't use these medical assistances. And when I say medical assistance, I mean like a walker, crutches, canes, I don't know what else, braces, I don't know what else is out there. There's so many. And so, you have to use what God gives you. God gave me a surgeon that said, okay, we can do surgery, and there's 2 ways we can do it. We can either go through your spine, which I highly don't want to do, or we can go through your leg. So I'm praying, I'm like, oh God, please not my spine, please Lord. I don't want no back surgery. And he talked to his colleagues, like every good surgeon should do. Talk to his colleagues, and he decided to go through my right leg, which was painful. Absolute painful. It was like I couldn't even deal with it. I was about to cry. I mean, I was crying all the time. It's like, I can't do this. I can't do the therapy. Do not touch me. Like, I was in so much agony. If I could rate my pain at that time, it was like a 50. Okay, it was off the charts. But I'm much better now, as you can tell. I am completely healed up. I no longer need to go for physical therapy. I do, however, have to keep up with the physical therapy. But I don't have to go anymore. I do have to keep up with them here at my house. At home, I have to do home therapy, which is fine. I can do that. And I'm just doing a lot better. But it took a toll on me mentally, physically, and spiritually. I think spiritually it made me a little bit stronger because I couldn't rely on myself. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't, just go. I had to rely on other people, and I definitely had to rely on God. And I was praying. I was like, God, take this pain away from me. Take it away. Just take away this pain. I need you to take away my pain. Make me better. Make me better. I was asking God, why was I going through this? Why am I going through this? I don't like to rely on others. I'm very independent. I want to be able to do all this stuff myself. And he said he was teaching me to rely on him more. Instead of me going, he put me in a situation where I had to stay put, and I had to rely on him. And all I had were colored pencils, coloring books, and my Bible. That is it. You want to see my Bible? This was the Bible that I had in the hospital. This was the Bible. And, it's got some coloring stuff in it, right? But this was my Bible. I don't know if you guys can see that. And that's all I had. I had this Bible to keep me afloat. I had this Bible. I'm actually reading Esther. I had this Bible. So, it was just hard. But sometimes God puts us in situations to where we have to rely on him and him only. We have to be like, okay, God, I give up. I need you. I've fallen off the mountain, and I need you to pick me back up. I need you to take away dust off the dirt. I need you to forgive me. And that's what he did. He in scripture it says that he took me out of the miry clay. He set my feet upon a rock. Look at the prodigal son. The father didn't go to the son that stayed with him all the time, right? He ran to the prodigal son. He's like, oh my goodness, my son is home. I'm going to run to him. I'm going to give him a huge hug. I'm going to have a big, huge party. And that's how God is with us. When we walk away from God and we come home and we're like, God, I'll be your servant. I'll do this, this, and this. And, God's like, you're my child. How amazing is that? You're my child. And, I know living with a disability can be hard. I know it can be straining. I know that it can be hard relying on God, with these challenges, with these struggles. It can be difficult. And But the reason why there's so many people with a disability is so that God can reach out to them, and they can, and we could be used as a light. You know, God can use anybody. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you are disabled or if you're not. God can use you. God can use your story. God can, I mean, everybody has a testimony. From being a drug addict to, you know, being a prostitute, whatever that may be. God can use anybody and everybody whom he chooses. We have to allow him to use us. And for a very long time, I felt this urge. I felt this on my heart to start a YouTube channel. And I'm like, God, you crazy. Ain't nobody gonna subscribe. Ain't nobody gonna listen. Nobody's gonna, you know. And he told me, I mean, for years, it was on my heart. It's like, man, I probably should start a YouTube channel, man. And I was looking at other YouTubers, trying to figure out, okay, how do I do this? I was Googling it, and I was just scared. And look here, I have 13 subscribers. I think my first video has 64 views already. And I just started this channel, and like, that excites me to no end. But I wanted to encourage people, you know, just because somebody's different from you doesn't mean you just push them away. I'm thankful for my circle. I'm thankful for people visiting me in the hospital. I have a dog, and they allowed to let me see my dog, and that was amazing. And I'm so thankful for that. I was heartbroken when I had to leave my dog. I was absolutely heartbroken. I know he's just a dog, but I loved him. I wanted him to know that I was coming back for him, that I wasn't going to leave forever. I wasn't going to leave him. And it just broke my heart. When God puts you in situations to where you can't do anything and you have to rely on other people, maybe it's time that you rely on God. Maybe it's time that you say, okay, God, help me to rely on you. Create in me a clean heart. Renew within me a right spirit. Take away whatever sin that may be hindering my relationship with you. And that's just it. That's what I had to do 2 years ago. Almost 3. Oh my goodness. Next month it'll be 3 years. But that's what I had to do. And this is where I'm at now. And my faith isn't as strong as it should be. It's not where it should be, I don't think. But every day I'm growing, like the rest of us. We're all growing. And just be who you are and rely on God. If you're having a horrible circumstance, if you're going through a horrible circumstance, rely on God. Just rely on him. That's all you can do. That's all we can do. We have to turn away from our wickedness, so God can heal our land. We have to turn away. We have to lean on him. Lean not on your own understanding. We cannot lean our own understanding. Our own understanding's up here, our carnal mind. And that's what I learned 2 years ago. You know, I was thinking somewhat carnally. I was relying on myself. I wasn't relying on God as much. And he put me in a situation to where he's like, okay, you're not going to rely on me? Okay, this is what's going to happen. Now what you going to do about it? Get up and walk. I dare you. And I couldn't do that. So for 2 months, I was in the hospital. I was praying. I was seeking God. I was going after his own heart. I was seeking God. I was praying. I'm like, God, take away this pain. Take away this pain. That is it. That is all I have for you today. Have a good day. Get a cup of coffee. You like my cup? Yes, somebody made this for me. I love it. But I wanted to give a little background about what happened to me 2 years ago. And I'm very, very thankful that it happened. Because my faith is a little bit stronger. And I have some friends that read the scriptures with me every morning. And I think in one video I'm going to do a short devotional. I haven't decided about that yet. So please keep that in prayer. Please keep me in prayer. God has great plans. God has big plans for this. I'm not for it for the money. I am just wanting to bring awareness. So have a great day and hope to see y'all later. God bless.